Tika NF says, what's the difference between idioms and phrases? Now you'll notice if you've taken any of my courses, especially my courses about English idioms, you'll notice that I use the word idiom and phrase often interchangeably. That means I might say one or the other to mean basically the same thing. And a lot of people will do that. But the basic meaning of each is a bit different, and maybe we can focus on that a bit, right? The way that I use idioms and phrases generally means some words which have a particular meaning in a situation or setting in the English language. So if I say a common phrase, that means a common set of words. A common set of words that has a particular meaning. And that's all it means, really. Okay, and I use idiom and phrase to describe that. Now that's actually not quite accurate for idiom, even though I often use it like that. An idiom, more technically, is usually cultural in its meaning, which means that if you look at the words in the idiom, right, you say cut corners, cut corners, cut corners. You won't generally, you might be able to, but you won't necessarily be able to guess what it means, because the reason that it has the meaning is cultural. Maybe an even better example would be something like break a leg, right? Why do people say break a leg when someone is about to go up on stage or perform? Well, they say it because that means good luck. Why would I say break a leg when I want to say good luck? I'm going to go do my presentation now. Okay, great, break a leg. Why do you want me to break my leg? That's not very nice. No. Break a leg means good luck, I hope you do well. And you might think, what? I don't understand. I would like you to reflect on your own language and think about groups of words that, if you look at them, don't mean what they seem they mean. That's an idiom. It comes from the culture. It has a unique history. It's not important necessarily to know what that history is. It's not necessarily important to know the origin of, for example, break a leg. But it is important to know how it's used. It doesn't mean I want you to break your leg. It means good luck. And then you can't say, oh, well, it shouldn't mean that. You can't say it shouldn't mean that. It means that. I'm telling you it means that. Everyone knows it means that. That's what it means. Okay? So you just have to accept it. So when it comes to idioms, you have to be very open-minded and just generally speaking accept, oh, this means that? Okay, I got it. And if you want to learn the background, that's fine, but it's not that important. So and it's usually a few words, but it could be longer. That's generally the way that idioms work. Now, phrases, they're a little more, it's a bit more general, we could say. A phrase is just a set of words. That's all it is. A few words together. That's what a phrase is. That's the broad meaning of a phrase. It's more than one word. That's a phrase. But the way that people usually use phrase is more than one word, a few words together in a common string that usually can't be changed around, right? And so the line then between idiom and phrase becomes unclear. If someone says, for example, keep me in the loop, it's a common workplace expression, right? Keep me in the loop. Is this an idiom or a phrase? Well, I think most people would say it's an idiom, but it could also be considered a phrase as well because it's a common set of words that's put together, which means make sure I know what other people know so that I don't fall behind and not know what's happening, for example, in a team of colleagues. I would use interchangeably, oh, that's a very useful, very common phrase. That's a very useful, very common idiom. And I don't use the word collocation. Very common phrase, very common idiom. But a phrase doesn't have to have only the cultural meaning, where you look at the individual words and say, I don't know what this means until someone tells you what it means. Sometimes with a phrase, you look at it, it's a common set of words, and you know what it means. You understand it without having someone explain it to you. You don't need someone to give you the cultural background of that thing. And that's generally how it works. So it's a bit broader than idiom. But again, I would be clear, the way that I think most people use them are very close to interchangeable, meaning that people will use one when they mean the other. People use this idiom when they use phrase, and vice versa. Okay? Generally, that's how it works. That's generally how people use both of them. All right, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and also check out my full courses in the links in the description.